we have our first match announcement for Survivors Series Wargames. We have an exciting 6-man tag team match featuring the Usos and the New Day. And Austin Theory cashes in his Money in the Bank. All this and more on Raw Reaction. Hey guys, how you all doing? It's the chairman of the board here, and welcome to Raw Reaction, my weekly breakdown of all the action that happened on Raw this week, and also my opinions and comments on what's been going on as well. Right, everybody sit down, grab yourself a cup of tea. This is going to be a bit of a long one. A lot happened on Raw this week, so let's get started. So we're going to kick straight off with this one with the first in-ring segment of the night, featuring the Usos and the New Day. So Usos made their way down to the ring with Solo Sikoa, all got a good reaction on there. As soon as this finished, as soon as the entrance music finished, the first thing the crowd did was automatically started chanting, "We want Sami, we want Sami," just proving how over Sami Zayn is at the moment. It's amazing the reaction that he's getting at the moment. It's almost eclipsing what the Bloodline are doing at the moment as well, which is surprising. Let's see what happens there. So Jimmy and Jay come out, and the first thing they do is remind us all of the Bloodline's victories at Crown Jewel. What a great event that was. Do look back at our review video on that as well. They then move on to what's going to happen this Friday on SmackDown, where they will be facing the New Day for the WWE Tag Team titles. And will hopefully become the longest reigning champions in WWE history. This then obviously brings out the New Day, who come down and interrupt. Xavier Woods promises that their record of 483 days will stay intact. Jimmy and Jay then start complimenting the New Day, giving them their props for everything that they've done, referring to them as a hell of a tag team, record breakers, and breaking down barriers. They even mentioned Bootios, the New Day's merchandise sales, and Netflix as well, because obviously they were on Netflix with that Escape the Undertaker part on there as well. Jimmy then tells them that they should be happy that they are the second best tag team in WWE, which got a huge chorus of boos from the crowd. Great heel work, really liked all that. Woods then reminds the Usos that it's them that are chasing after their record and not vice versa. They are chasing the guys who revolutionized the tag team division. Can't argue too much there. Woods refers to himself and Kofi as first generation superstars, and says that the Usos built their reputation off of the backs of their cousins, their uncles, and their fathers. Jimmy and Jay yell about the New Day not understanding the pressure that they've been under, and then Woods goes off on the fact that at one point they didn't even know if they had jobs, and the Usos tell them about the pressures that they've been under. This was really good. I really liked this promo. It had a lot of moments in it that felt very shoot-like. Really good on there. It was exciting, it was different, and it was very truthful as well. There's a lot of stuff that the New Day have done and a lot of stuff that the Usos have done over the years. It's all been about changing their character, changing their image, and trying to get themselves across with the wrestling fans. And there was a lot of truth said in this promo. All really good. So this was a really good promo, up until the point that Matt Riddle came out. So Matt Riddle comes down and interrupts and wants to calm things down a bit. Riddle's wearing his bongos from last week when he was tag teaming with Elias, and keeps asking everybody to hit his bong, which Woods and Kofi Kingston are happily obliged to do. When Riddle asks Jimmy to join in, he does, and he plays a little tune on there, and Riddle tells him to stop. And tells him he has to tap pass the bongo. This silliness goes on a little bit, and then eventually we get a 6-man tag team match, so which is really good start on there. The New Day and Matt Riddle versus the Usos and Solo Sikoa. This was a good match. This was a really good match, a really good start to Raw. Two really good teams in here as well. So yeah, all matched up really well. Had some highlights of the match. The New Day trapped Jay in the corner, and Riddle and the New Day blast him with unicorn stampedes. Woods works over Jay's elbow, the one that was mentioned at Crown Jewel as being injured, so that was a good little moment there. Riddle attempted a springboard floating bro, and Sikoa decked him. Riddle tumbled out onto the floor. That was a good spot as well. We also had the Usos and Sikoa working over Riddle, and then Woods and Kingston putting in a flurry of double team moves, which was, again, really, really good. All emphasises that their tag team work on here as well. Really nice spot where Kingston sets up for Trouble in Paradise, but Solo Sikoa reverses it into a belly-to-belly. Really, really good stuff on there. Kofi Kingston ends up flying through the announce table. Jay catches Riddle with a pop-up neck breaker. That was really good as well. He ends up with Solo Sikoa getting the blind tag just before Riddle drops Jimmy with an RKO. Sikoa sneaks in and hits Riddle with the spinning solo for the win. Yeah, really, really good. Now, all of this was the first 40 minutes of Raw. And what a great start. I mean, what a great start on here. This all built up the magic and the excitement ahead of Friday's tag team match on SmackDown. And for the most part of this really, really worked for me. It's all really, really good. You have two excellent teams in the Usos and the New Day. We've seen them in the past. We've seen what they can do. We've seen the magic that these guys can put together. I'm very excited about seeing their match on Friday. I know we've seen them a few times, but I will quite happily sit and watch the Usos versus the New Day again. I have absolutely no problems with that. They are two of the best tag teams in the WWE at the moment. So certainly no problems for me there to watch that. The promo exchange at the beginning, like I said before, was really, really strong. It shows why they are the two best tag teams in the company, not just on their ring work, but also on their promo skills as well. Moments of it, like I said, it felt very shoot-like, because a lot of what they said was true. They talked about their struggles. They talked about how they built themselves up to be the two best teams in the company today. So yeah, all really good. Obviously, through the years, we've seen them change their identities, change their images, work their way up. All gone is the bright paint and the bright T-shirts and everything that we used to see from the Usos. The New Day, they all kind of lingered for so long before Woods, Kingston, and Big E got together to form the New Day. They went faces, heels all the way through as well. We've seen so many changes over the years, and it's and there have been moments where they look like they've been going to go. They've had moments where they've had matches cancelled, everything else on there. So great to see these two teams coming together, and they've struggled throughout the years, but they show why they are the best. Great promo work. Until Riddle came in. Stoner jokes, I can kind of do without those. All the tap pass of the bong and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. Which is a real shame because I love Riddle's in ring work. When the bell goes, he's fantastic. I don't like his promo work. But one thing I will say about Riddle though, I do love the way that he can seem to team up with anybody and make it work. We've seen it with Orton. We saw it with Elias. And we saw it here with the New Day as well. He works really, really well in a team. So he's not just a singles guy. He can gel really, really well with other people on his side. And he put in some really good work on here with the New Day. The Usos and Solo Sikoa, fantastic, really, really good. Not a lot, really much else I can say about that. So really, really good start to Raw on this one. Really happy with this. So yeah, moving on to the next section. Then we had JBL coming down to the ring. To introduce Baron Corbin. JBL slags off Rey Mysterio, he slags off Dolph Ziggler, he slags off the rest of the Raw locker room, and he even takes a pop at the crowd as well, all whilst trying to introduce the modern day wrestling god, Baron Corbin. I like Baron Corbin, I still like Baron Corbin. I'm not a fan of his wardrobe, if I'm honest. The look for me, it doesn't seem quite right. I kind of wish that they'd almost if they're going to put him with JBL, almost make him JBL like a modern day JBL. Maybe put him in a suit, or even go back to the shirt and trousers stuff that he had in the past. I just the stuff that he wears at the moment, for me, it doesn't work. I gotta be honest, I miss the old Baron Corbin, the NXT Baron Corbin, sort of the biker kind of stuff. I kind of liked all of that. A bit darker, a bit edgier. I liked all of that. So all of this with the bright colours and all that, yeah, doesn't really do it for me. Either that or make him about the money. Make it all about the money, like JBL was. So put dollars on his jacket and on his ring stuff, but. Yeah, so, but yeah, I still like Corbin. Corbin's opponent for this was Cedric Alexander. Good to see Cedric on here. This match, short, simple, to the point. Corbin beats down Alexander right from the bell before Cedric manages to avoid charging Corbin into the corner. Alexander hits a lovely neutralizer head kick and a lovely dive outside onto Corbin as well. Alexander then tries to get back into the ring, but gets caught, and Corbin hits him with an end of days for a win. It was short, simple, short, simple, to the point. Did everything they needed to do to try and push up Corbin's character. I love the pairing of Corbin and JBL. For me, it really works. If anybody can make Corbin even more hated by a crowd, it's JBL. JBL is brilliant at the moment. Loved all the little digs he was putting in towards Mysterio. Referencing the fact that he's gone over to SmackDown and everything else, and then that Dominic's learned from him what bad father he is and everything else. Loved all of that. All really, really good bits of storytelling in that. I liked all of that. As for Cedric Alexander, I really like Cedric Alexander. I wish that they would do more with him. I wish they could do something more with him. He's too talented to just be cannon fodder to big guys. He has all the skills. He has the athleticism. I wonder where ever since he was in the Hurt Business and that split up, he's lost his way, he's lost his direction. I kind of just wish they would do something with him, even if they teamed him back up with Shelton Benjamin, who was another person that I feel has lost his way as well, but I'm going to get onto that a little bit later on as well. But yeah, Cedric Alexander, yeah, I hope Triple H is looking at him and hopefully looking to build something up with him, but we will see. We'll see what happens. So. After that match then, we had another in-ring segment. A lot of these going on Raw this week. And this was Seth frickin' Rollins coming out. Rollins comes out and says that due to popular demand, it's time for the United States Open Championship Challenge. Is that brilliant? Excellent. I liked all of these. I like the Open Challenges that they do for the US title. The US title kind of needs it at the moment as well, because it does seem to be the main belt on Raw at the moment, while they don't have a world title on there. So, but yeah, really good to see it. And Rollins is the right person to do this as well. Shades of the past with John Cena and Kevin Owens and all that have done it as well. But yeah, Rollins is the right person to do this. So, the Judgment Day's music hits, and we get Balor, we get Priest, we get Mysterio, and we get Rhea Ripley come out. Finn Balor talks about the last time that they were in the ring, that Rollins cost him the gold when he was injured in that first ever Universal title match, and then Balor had to give the belt up. So now Finn says he's going to cost Rollins his gold. Really, really like that. Love the way that they're referencing back to things that have happened in the past as well. There's so much history, there's so much stuff that goes on in WWE. Why not go back and mention the stuff that's happened in the past? Like, we remember it, we're wrestling fans, and also we have the network, so we can go back and watch stuff like that as well. So it is worth referencing back to stuff like that. We then get the OC's music hit, and we get Styles, Gallows, and Anderson head into the ring. Seth Rollins sees this as his opportunity to slink away. Good move. Very, very good. Styles grabs the mic. There's words exchanged between the OC and the Judgment Day, before AJ Styles turns around and says that they haven't been able to find anybody to deal with the Rhea Ripley problem, but that they haven't found somebody, but somebody has found them. Outside the ring, a hooded figure hits Rhea Ripley with a kendo stick. The hood comes off, and it is Mia Yim. Yes, Mia Yim is back. She tosses Ripley over the barricade while a huge brawl breaks out in the ring. Bodies fly everywhere before Dominic tries for a diving Hurricane Rana on Styles. Styles manages to catch him and turns it into a Styles clash. Beautiful, love it. Love a good Styles clash. The OC stand tall in the ring at the end. Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's break this down. Really, really good promo work between the OC and Judgment Day. Really, really like all that. Really good build up on there. Especially after their match at Crown Jewel, referencing back to the X factor of the match, which is what I said in our preview, which was Rhea Ripley. Knew there was going to be a problem. Knew she was going to be the one that was likely to cause a distraction. So they brought in Mia Yim. Now that was a nice surprise on that one. I like Mia Yim, so I'm glad to see her back. The wrestling guy actually called this at one point as well. He said it was going to be Mia Yim that was back. So he got that one right. I always thought she was going to end up in AEW alongside her husband Keith Lee. So nice to see Mia Yim back. Welcome back, Mia. Good to see you. Unfortunately, the crowd reaction wasn't as big as I hoped it was going to be. I would have hoped for a much bigger pop. Now, this might have been because she had the hood on. So initially people couldn't see who she was. It might be because fans didn't necessarily recognise who she was, especially because the last time that we saw her, she was in a mask as Reckoning as part of Retribution. It might be because she didn't get the full Titantron entrance with the music and everything, and a big hullabaloo about the fact that she was back. It was the fact that she'd snuck in. Personally, I'm really pleased that she's back. I think she's going to be a great addition, not just to the OC, but also to the women's division as well. I think she will add some depth to the women's division, which is much needed. And she can add new possibilities to the women's division as well going forward. And it's really going to help drive this storyline forward between the OC and the Judgment Day, now that it is 4-on-4. So yeah, really, really liked all that. Really kind of hoping that this is going to lead to something at Survivor Series. Now that we have 3 men and a woman on each team, whether that's going to be another 6-man and a singles match, whether there's going to be a mixed tag, anything like that, we will wait and see. But I'm really glad that this is picked up on here. I was struggling to think who could be in there to be the extra person for the OC, and I think Mia Yim is a cracking choice. So yeah, really, really happy with that one. Moving on next, then we have the next match on the card was Otis as part of Alpha Academy, so accompanied by Chad Gable. Versus Elias. Now, after picking up the win against Chad Gable 2 weeks ago, and Elias placing a pumpkin on his head, it's now time for Otis to get some revenge on the Drifter in a singles match. So Otis versus Elias. Again, this match was very short and simple. Familiar spots in there with Elias trying to pick Otis up. And also the bit where he can't manage it and he falls backwards and Otis gets the 2 count. Elias lands a couple of jumping knees. His jumping knees are a thing of beauty. They are lovely. And Otis sold it like he had been shot by a gun. He was just went completely boom down. Really, really good. Really, really liked all that. Gable, as expected, distracts Elias as he goes up onto the top turnbuckle. Elias knocks Gable off the apron with a flying knee. Otis then hits Elias from behind, picks him up and hits him with the world's strongest slam for the win. So yeah, short and simple. There wasn't anything particularly special about this match, but there wasn't anything bad about this match either. It was just a nice, standard, simple match for Raw. So interesting what they're doing with Elias at the moment. You can see that WWE want to push him, and the fans are really into him. So it was actually a little bit of a surprise that he actually lost this match to Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy seem to be the guys that seem to be putting people over at the moment and helping push people up. So this was a bit of a surprise one on here. At the same time, though, it was great to see Alpha Academy pick up a win. I really like Otis and Gable. I think they work really, really well as a team. So it was a nice one to see them pick up a victory on this one. Could this possibly be a precursor to Survivor Series? Will we see maybe a tag match? Elias picking up a partner, or is it possible we may even see a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match? Team Alpha Academy versus Team Elias. Let's see what happens on there. But yeah, I think this one could be interesting to see what they could do on this one. But like I said, short, simple match, but nice little bit of storytelling on this one. Let's see where that one goes. Next up then, we had another in-ring segment. So a few of these going on. We had Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss coming down to the ring. So Bianca Belair starts off by saying how proud she is to be the last woman standing after the match with Bayley at Crown Jewel. And to still be Raw Women's Champion. But unfortunately, not everything turned out as according to plan at Crown Jewel, with Asuka and Alexa Bliss dropping the tag titles to Damage Control. They then say that they've got something to say to Damage Control, which then brings out Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. We then get a lovely bit of back and forth in the ring, especially with Asuka and Io Sky arguing with each other in Japanese, which got the crowd started and actually got them cheering, which I thought was brilliant. I really liked all of that. At one point, Asuka's clucking like a chicken, so I'm assuming that at some point she called Sky a chicken, but she kept going bop, 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 like that, which was really good. And then Sky calls Asuka a bitch in English, and that which kind of made a ooh like that. And then we see Asuka hit a spinning back fist, and then it all breaks out. A brawl breaks out on there, which is absolutely no surprises there. When these 6 women get in the ring, they are going to keep on brawling, keep on fighting. All really good on there. Belair then challenges Damage Control to War Games. Yes, Survivor Series is going to have War Games matches. And it looks like this is going to be for the women's match. So we are going to get Damage Control versus Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair. All really good on there. And then Nikki Cross comes out and attacks from behind, which ends up with a big beat down on the faces. Bayley then turns around to Bianca Belair and says she accepts the challenge. So Nikki Cross is going to be in that match as well. Yeah, I'm really happy about this. Yeah, what a great way to start off the build-up ready to Survivor Series War Games by announcing this match. So really good start on there. I'm really excited to see that the War Games cage at Survivor Series as well. Survivor Series over the years seems to have lost its way as a pay-per-view, which is a shame because I really like the 5-on-5 matches. I love the traditional Survivor Series matches. I think they're always fun to watch and always great to see who you're putting together in teams and who they're going to go up against. I really like all of that. But yeah, this is going to be a good one, and in a War Games cage as well. Oh, yes, really excited about this. Good to see War Games up on the main roster as well. It's been great fun watching it on NXT, so it's going to be. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it up on the main roster. We do also have the advantage that a lot of the women in this have already been in a War Games cage before, so they will already have some experience in that cage as well. Just going to give a shout out to Corey Graves on here, saying about how this was a different Nikki Cross, how this was a more aggressive, more angry, more twisted Nikki Cross. I'm going to say this is a better Nikki Cross than we've had in the past. I think she's brilliant. She's gone back to her NXT route. She's gone all crazy. I love it. I think for Damage Control, she could be the hitter, the same way that Solo Sikoa is for the Bloodline. She's going to be the one that's going to be aggressive. She's going to be the one that's going to just go out and hit everybody and everything that moves. I'm really excited for this, and great to see Nikki Cross drop that ASH character, which wasn't doing anything. Get her back to this. Lovely, excellent. So the images that have been popping up on WWE.com show that it's going to be a 5-on-5 women's War Games match. So we obviously know some of the participants already, but it does beg the question, who else is going to be in this match? Do let us know in the comments what you think. Which women would you like to see appear in this match? There's 1 space left for Damage Control. There's 2 spaces left for Team Belair. So who would you like to see in there? Do let us know. Personally, I'm thinking Candice LeRae. I think Candice LeRae would be a good shout. She has been in War Games before. We haven't seen her about for a little while as well, so I think she would be a good addition. I think maybe a returning Becky Lynch would be a good shout as well, teaming up on Team Belair. We had that little show of respect between Belair and Lynch before she went off, so I think she could be in there as well. There were also a few other names in there as well. You could use Doudrop. You do also have Rhea Ripley and Mia Yim. Maybe they won't use them for the Judgment Day and OC. Maybe they could add them in as well and have them on opposing teams. But yeah, there's lots and lots of choices now. The women's division seems to be getting stronger and bigger at the moment, which is all really, really good. So lots of choices in there. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I know the wrestling guy is as well. But do let us know, are you excited for a War Games match, and who would you like to see added in the women's match? So up next we have another short match on here, Austin Theory and Shelton Benjamin. Really, really like both of these guys. Now earlier in the night we saw a backstage confrontation between Shelton Benjamin and Austin Theory, where Theory mocked Shelton Benjamin for his lack of recent wins, and which resulted in a match. This match has some good back and forth in it. Shelton Benjamin showing off a lot of his mat wrestling skills with takedowns on Theory, all really, really good on there. Theory's rolling drop kick, is beautiful, it's lovely. I think you'd be hard to find a better drop kick in WWE at the moment. I think Theory has one of the best drop kicks going on there. Just saying, that's my opinion. Theory works over Benjamin really, really well. Benjamin surprises Theory with a beautiful German suplex, absolutely lovely. Lovely bit of back and forth on here before Theory goes up to the top turnbuckle. Benjamin goes up to stop him, and Theory rakes the eyes. He then jumps down, hits a blinded Shelton Benjamin with the A-Town down, and picks up the win. So win on there for Theory. Like I said, another short match, but solid. Another solidly worked match. These two work well together. They've got a good chemistry on there as well. I hope they get a chance to show what they could do again in a slightly longer match. I'd be really interested to see that again. Really, really like these guys. Shelton Benjamin, sometimes it's easy to forget how long Shelton Benjamin has actually been in the WWE. He moves around like a 27-year-old rather than a 47-year-old. He's very, very talented. I would love to see him go back to his gold standard days. And maybe at least just get one more run at a title. I would love to see that. Shelton Benjamin, I think, has been underrated for so long, and I'd love to see him get back up into the title hunt for the US, the IC, or maybe even get a shot at the world title. Why not? So, but yeah, he is really, really good. As for Austin Theory, I'm going to come back to him a little bit later on. So. Next up then, we get another in-ring segment with The Miz. Reacting to last week's allegations by Johnny Gargano in regards to him paying Dexter Lumis to stalk him. Miz comes out and says it's obviously all not true. Gargano then comes out and says that he hopes that his video last week would have shamed The Miz into paying off Dexter Lumis the money that he's owed. And then Gargano says that he hired a private investigator and shows video proof of The Miz admitting that he was paying Dexter Lumis off and then refused to pay him. So this storyline's been going on for a little bit. Get a little bit back and forth in this, and then this one results in another match. So Miz versus Johnny Gargano. Again, lovely bit of back and forth between this one. Both guys managing to get their offense in. Lovely suicide dive by Johnny Gargano. Some vicious kicks from The Miz as well. Miz can really hit some good kicks on there as well. There was a lovely bit of transition in between the Gargano escape and the figure four as well. All really, really good on there. Lovely to see some good groundwork from these guys as well. Fight all spills to the outside with Miz sending Gargano flying over the commentary table. Lovely spot. And then we get towards the end. A little bit of the hokey end on this one. So The Miz fakes that he's being pulled under the ring. And then when he crawls back out from under the ring, he's holding a turnbuckle bolt. He tells the referee that there's somebody's pulled in underneath the ring. As the referee goes to check, Gargano comes forward and Miz hits him in the head with the turnbuckle bolt. Miz then gets back in the ring and pins Gargano for the 3 count. And then after the match, Dexter Lumis comes down, hits Miz with a chair, and security chase Lumis back off through the arena. Yeah, the story for me on this one has got a bit silly. It's got a little bit over the top, which is a shame because I really like Gargano, I really like Miz, and I really like Loomis. But I think this story is kind of done. I think it's done its course. Let's bring this story to a conclusion. Having said that, though, I really enjoyed this match. There was some really good, solid ring work in there. Both guys got a chance to show what they can do. And Miz getting the cheat win on there is only going to help boost his character, whilst also protecting Gargano with the loss. This will probably also likely lead up to a feud at Survivor Series. But I kind of hope if it does, then maybe we can get it all done. Because I think this one is kind of running its course now. Yeah, Miz was really, really good. Gargano was really, really good. One thing though, please, can we get Dexter Lumis in the ring and actually wrestling? I actually want to see Dexter Lumis wrestle a match. So I really like Dexter Lumis. I think he has a great character, and I would love to actually see him get in the ring and have a proper match. So that's all I'm asking, please. Thank you. So, right, next up we have, God, this one seems to have gone on for a while. We have a 24/7 championship match. Dana Brooke defending the 24/7 title. Yeah, that one. Against Nikki Cross. So we get Nikki back again. So as soon as the bell rings, Nikki Cross just lands a cross body, rains punches down, works over Dana Brooke. Nikki Cross ends up hitting the hanging neckbreaker finish for a win. Very short, very simple match. Winner and new 24/7 champion, Nikki Cross. The belt that nobody cares about. So, yes, going back to what I said earlier, I love this version of Nikki Cross. This version is fantastic. This is the one that we want. Brilliant. I would have liked to have seen Dana Brooke at least get some offense in this match. Dana Brooke is really good. And I know that people on Twitter have been giving Dana Brooke a hard time. I know that there's been some confrontation between her and Corey Graves for some of the stuff that he said. And I think Dana could just really do with an opportunity to show what she can do. I'm hoping that now she's got that albatross off from around her neck, that 24/7 title, that we may actually see Dana Brooke actually on the roster, actually doing some wrestling, some proper matches on Raw. That would be great. After that, we see Nikki Cross and Damage Control walking around backstage. Nikki Cross takes the 24/7 title and throws it away. She throws it in the bin. She actually missed the bin. I'm hoping that is the end of the 24/7 title. It's crap. The 24/7 title era needs to be over. It's died a death. I don't think Triple H is a fan of it anyway, and I'm hoping that is it. We've binned it, it's gone, get rid of it. Now, there have been rumours going around that maybe if the 24/7 title goes, that maybe there's a possibility of a women's mid-card title. I would like that, I really would like that. The women's roster has started building up of late, there's lots of great talent on there. A mid-card title I think would be a fantastic opportunity as well. To show the up-and-comers, to show the ones that are developing, to show the ones that have those skills to move up to the next level. The same way that the Intercontinental title and the US title does. So I really, really hope we do that. If they do this, I would really, really hope that there would be some way that they would be able to pay some kind of tribute to China. China being the only women to have won the Intercontinental title, I think it would be a lovely touch if they could maybe bring in a mid-card title that somehow emphasises that point and brings it in, like some kind of tribute to her. But yeah, some kind of women's Intercontinental title, mid-card title would be fantastic. I would look forward to that. Let us know what you guys think of that. Would you like to see the women get a mid-card title? Do let us know in the comments. Then we go back to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes back out again. Right, he says he's going to try again this time. It's time for the US Open Challenge. It's also his 10th anniversary in the WWE, and he wants to make the United States Championship the championship. At the moment, WWE doesn't have a main card title on Raw, so yes, so the US title is kind of having to do that. It's kind of having to build up that interest on Raw without the main title on there. They need to get the main title back on there ASAP. I really hope they split those belts up soon. Rollins calls out for a challenger. Mustafa Ali appears on the Titantron and says that he's going to accept the challenge when he is attacked by Bobby Lashley. Yes, Bobby Lashley takes out Ali. He then turns around and says the only reason that he isn't still the US champion is because of Brock Lesnar. Lashley wants his belt back. As Ali gets back up to his feet and tries to attack Lashley, Lashley attacks him again, throws him into the equipment cases, and comes on out to the ring. So we get the main event is the United States Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Now, great. All looks good on paper. Really, really like the sound of this. Lashley attacks Rollins before the bell rings. Lashley tosses Rollins all around the ring. Rollins manages to surprise him with a super kick. Then we get referees and officials coming down to ringside. Not sure why. This is supposed to be a title match. Lashley ends up getting Rollins outside, throws him into the ring post, spinebusters him into the commentary table, and walks away. And then as he's walking up to the ramp, A-Town down. Austin Theory is back. Austin Theory comes out. He comes down to ringside. He stops. He looks for a moment, and he decides he's going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. So he wants a shot at Rollins, and he's got it. And the bell does ring, and this is an actual proper one. So yes, the main event is now the United States Championship match between Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. Okay. Theory is all over Rollins right from the start. He hits a massive punch on him right from the get-go. You're thinking he's going to get that quick win, and he only gets the 2 count. Rollins tries to go for a pedigree, and Theory reverses it with one of his own. Not the nicest looking pedigree, let's be honest. Leave it to Triple H, leave it to Rollins to do the pedigree. Nobody else touch it. Theory goes for his rolling drop kick again. Rollins manages to reverse it into a power bomb. Rollins tries to go for a stomp. Theory ends up hitting an A-Town down. We think he's going to get the 3, 1, 2, and then all of a sudden Theory is dragged out of the ring by Lashley. Lashley completely destroys Theory by ringside, puts the hurt lock on Theory, gets him down. Theory looks like he's out. The referee is counting. The referee gets up to 9. Theory is up and back in the ring, and just as he gets back in, Rollins hits the curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match and still United States champion Seth freaking Rollins. The crowd is happy with that. So, right, okay, let's break this down. So, Rollins is super over at the moment with the crowd. Maybe this face Rollins is going to work. I think WWE are actually listening to the reaction that Rollins is getting, and they want him to be a face. So let's do it. Let's do it and see how it goes. I just hope they don't change the character too much. I like the cocky arrogance and the maniacal laughing and things like that Rollins does. So please don't change the character too much, because I think that's what the fans really like and are getting invested in. Will be interesting to see what this will do though, and how this will all fit together when Cody Rhodes returns though. Will they still keep Rollins as a face, or will Cody turn? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. Bobby Lashley is back as this heel dominator gimmick. I really like that. I think it works. I prefer Bobby Lashley as a heel than I do as a face. He has the build, he has the physique, he has the look of a destroyer. Let him go out and destroy things. So it works. Brilliant. I'm happy with that. As for Austin Theory, now, I think the wrestling guy and I are in a minority here, where we actually really like Austin Theory. We think he's really, really good. I think it's a shame that his run with the Money in the Bank briefcase has come to an end. I was kind of enjoying him. I'm kind of enjoying him having it. I was enjoying the moments where he was coming out and trying to cash it in and getting knocked out and all that on there. And plus, I always liked that threat of somebody holding that Money in the Bank. And at the moment, with Roman Reigns being so dominant, I think it was always nice to have that kind of threat in the background, that if Roman Reigns did get beaten down enough, even if he doesn't lose the match, if he does get beaten down enough, there's always that chance that somebody's there. I think people have always assumed that Austin Theory was never going to win the big one anyway, but kind of a surprise that he's not cashed it in on the big one. He gets a chance to win a world title, and he cashes it in on a mid-card title. Don't really understand that. I don't see the sense in that. To me, this is this is a bit of a black mark against the storytelling that's been going on of late. Okay, so he was cheated out of this. He cashed it in. He did everything he was supposed to do, and then he did get cheated out of the chance of winning it. By the looks of it, with the A-Town down, he may well have got the 3. He may well have been our new United States champion. Will this set up for a rematch? Possibly. Will this set up for a triple threat with Rollins, Lashley in theory? I would quite like to see that. I think that would be a good one for Survivor Series. I'd mark that one on the pay-per-view card. I'd be quite happy to sit and watch that one. Nice contrast of styles between the 3 of them as well. So I think that one would be really good. As it is for Austin Theory, yeah, his run with the briefcase has come to an end. Maybe Triple H doesn't see Austin Theory as being the right guy to be threatening or challenging for the big title just yet. I kind of hope that this isn't going to be a big stop to his push. I'm hoping that this is maybe just going to slow his push down a little bit. He's still young. He's still inexperienced. He's very talented, but he still needs a bit of a way to go. So I'm hoping that maybe this is just going to be a little bit of a slowdown rather than trying to chuck him straight into the world title hunt. But we will see what happens. So that was Raw for this week, and wow, there's a lot going on in here this week, especially straight after a premium live event. We obviously only have a few weeks to build up for Survivor Series. Survivor Series coming at the end of the month, so I'm guessing they're hitting the ground running straight after Crown Jewel and heading off into this one. Let's see where it goes. So, like I said at the start, we've had a match announced for Survivor Series. We don't have all the participants just yet. And there's also been some good storytelling done this week as well to build up for the potential for other matches going into Survivor Series as well. So, but yeah, as an episode of Raw, really, really good, jam-packed full of action, some really good spots on there. The matches sort of varied from okay and solid to a couple of really good ones on there, especially the 6-man tag at the start. That was a really, really good match. I do advise going to watch that one. But yeah, that was Raw for this week. Do let us know in the comments what you thought of Raw. And like I said before, let us know about Survivor Series Wargames and what you're looking forward to on there. Let us know what matches you would like to see as well. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that little notification bell as well, just so that we can keep you informed as to what's going on here on the channel. Do look out for SmackDown Breakdown at the end of this week. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Meeting over. Chairman's out. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.